Do you want to be right or do you want to be connected? Do you want to be right or do you want to be connected? If you want to be right in whatever argument you and your husband are having, okay, fine. But you got to understand, if you win, he is probably feeling like he lost. Or vice versa. Rich, if you feel like you win, she will walk away from that argument feeling like she lost. So I don't think it should be about winning and losing when you are in a loving relationship. It shouldn't be about who's right and who's wrong. The question really should be, how can we win? How can we both connect? Because whoever loses, guess what happens? Emotional distance. Whoever loses, guess what happens? There's emotional space between y'all now. There's this chasm between y'all now, and that feeling is not good. So we have to focus not just on being correct, but how can we deeply connect? So that's a tongue twister. Not on who is correct. How can we deeper connect? Does that make sense, Bree? I'm getting tongue-tied a little bit, just trying to break it down. Because couples get stuck trying to prove a point. What's important here? You proving your point or us getting along? What's important here? You being correct or us connecting deeper? What's more important? You winning the argument or us winning the war together as a couple? Because you won. You won the argument. Now your partner's sad and feels some kind of way because your chest is poke out. Yeah, that's what I've been trying to tell you. yeah, I've been trying to show you. No, because the question is, did you really win? I need y'all to say this to each other. Ladies, you go first. Ladies, I need you to say this to your husband, to your man, your boyfriend. Look at him and say this: I no longer have to be right. I no longer have to be right. Fellas, look at your ladies, fellas. Tell her, I no longer have to be right. Now y'all give each other a kiss. Because you know, Khadijah and Rich, I was talking about y'all a second ago. As I was getting ready for this class this week, one of the things that I realized, if I want to be right, it feeds my ego. If my wife wants to be right, it feeds her ego. We don't need to feed egos. We need to learn how to get along. We need to know how to connect so we can not feed the ego, we can feed the marriage. We can feed the relationship. We can feed each other. Do you want to be right or do you want to be connected? Right? Do you want to be right or do you really just want to be understood? Do you want to be right or do you just want to be validated? You got to say that in arguments. Hey, I don't want to be right in this moment. I just want to be understood. Hey, I'm not trying to win a war here. I just would appreciate if you validate how I feel. That's all I want in this moment. In this moment, I'm not trying to be right. What I really want is an apology. In this moment, I don't have to be right. I don't have to feed my ego. In this moment, what I'm asking for is that you stop yelling at me. See, if you are only focused on being right, your ego is too big. If you are, because nobody is right all the time. We all got blind spots. And especially when you get into relationships, your blind spots get magnified, right? In a relationship, and this is why relationships are so important. Healthy relationships, I should say, are so important because at the end of the day, y'all should be helping each other. That's why I keep saying in these communities and these classes, y'all need to stop breaking up. I need y'all to stop breaking up. I need y'all to stop giving up. Every time you got an argument, every time you got a fight, oh, we done, it's over. Stop speaking death in your relationship. I don't care if you're dating. I don't care if you're married. I don't care if you're engaged. Stop. Stop. We are going to embrace these problems together because we are on the same team. We're going to fight. But you know how we're going to fight? We're going to fight together. We're going to fight fair. We're going to fight with love, and we're going to fight with compassion. And what we not going to do, we ain't quitting each other every other week. Stop. I need you, ladies and gentlemen, to embrace the conflict. I need you to embrace the argument. That's actually leads me to my third point for today. Maybe this will be my last one, and we'll pick up on this next week. Every time, I'm sorry, Bree. Let me go over this first, and I'll take her question. My last point. I gave you 3 today. Number 1, be more curious and less furious. Number 2, do you want to be right or do you want to connect? And number 3, every conflict is an opportunity for y'all to grow. It's an opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, for y'all to grow. The argument, the fight, whatever y'all are fussing about, hear me very carefully. It's like an alarm system. It's an alarm system. Bree, I'm a diabetic, and I have this glucose monitor on my arm, right? I started doing this last December, and it's been the best. I've lost 10 pounds in 3 months. My blood sugar levels are low. My doctor was so happy when I went. I had 2 appointments, and I've lost 10 pounds. My body mass index is coming down. Y'all watch out now. I'm about to disappear. I'm going to lose so much weight you ain't going to be able to see me. But listen, I got this monitor, and it helps me because it reminds me by alarm if my sugar levels are going too high. And I never had this. I've been doing it for 3 months. I never knew what I should eat, what I shouldn't eat, if this made it go up, if it didn't go up. So it alerts me. It tells me, nope, can't have that bagel with jelly. Nope. Can't have that banana. Nope. Nope. And then it also shows me what doesn't spike me, right? The point is, I got an alarm system on my arm that tells me when my levels are too high. Conflict in a relationship is an alarm. And that alarm is simply saying there's an unmet need. A boundary's been crossed. Something is wrong in our relationship. Why would you run away from that? Why would you avoid that? Why would you dismiss that? No, pay attention to the alarm. This is our chance to grow. This is our chance to get better. This is an opportunity for us to be transformed. Let me tell you one more quick story. Every 16 years, there's this bug that emerges from the middle of the earth called the cicada. And them things are so loud. Every 16, 17 years, I think, they just come from out the ground and they are everywhere, right? And they make all of this noise. And I did a little research this week as I was preparing, and I discovered that all that noise that the cicadas are making, all the noise that they're making, what they are saying is, we are being transformed. We are changing. And we want the whole world to know. It's this signal, it's this sign that they have to let all the other cicadas know. And it's loud. If you ever heard them at night, they are loud. And what they're saying is, we are transforming. We've been underground 15, 20 years. We've been underground. And now we're coming out to signal that we're being transformed. That's what conflict is, ladies and gentlemen. It's every time y'all argue, every time y'all fuss, every time you fight, it's an opportunity to grow this relationship. It's this opportunity to get stronger together as a couple. What are you saying, Sean? Embrace it. Embrace it. Don't break up because of it. Embrace it. Don't tell your partner, I'm done now. No, you're missing an opportunity to grow. You're missing an opportunity to get better connected. Y'all talk back to me. Y'all talk back to me. Y'all talk back to me. You and your partner have to determine, even though we're 5,000 miles apart, we're going to fight fair. Even though we're 5,000 miles apart, we're going to set up a system and a structure that is productive to the health and the growth of this relationship. Number one. Okay? So when we do have to work through things, we're not going to do it through text. We're going to set up a Zoom meeting. We're going to FaceTime. I heard you say we keep talking over each other. Stop. We're going to decide to take turns. Okay? We're going to take turns. So when it's his time to talk, Deborah, you're just going to listen. You're just going to listen. When it's his time to talk, he's just going to listen. People that talk over each other in arguments, let me tell you exactly what's going on. When a couple is constantly talking over each other, what they're saying is, I want to be heard. I want to be heard. In this moment, I want to be heard. Hear me, hear me, hear me, hear me, hear me. That's what's happening. Here's how to fix it immediately. Stop showing up to the argument to be heard. Show up to the argument to first listen to your partner. Show up to the argument first to understand your partner. Seek first to understand, not to be understood. Somebody has to have, Deborah, the maturity that says, you know what, in this moment, I want to be the one that's curious. I want to be the one that starts to get the understanding. Both people can't be understood at the same time. Seek first to understand. Put your hand down. Stop interrupting your partner. Stop interjecting your opinion. They can't hear it anyway. Stop trying to kick down the door. Take a step back and say, in this moment, I am going to try my best to understand what's happening with you, what your pain is. And Deborah, you know what the problem is? Most people don't have that kind of patience. We don't. We need more patience, Deborah. We need, because sometimes it's not a 15-minute conversation. Sometimes they've been raising their hand for weeks, for months. I had a session. Deborah, recently with a couple. And it was a 2-hour session. And early on in the conversation, I understood very, very early on that man was struggling so bad. So I said, look, I want to start this 2-hour conversation focusing on his hurt, his pain, his concerns. Can we agree that we start with him? We all agreed. Deborah, at the end of that 2 hours, that grown man started to cry and said, Sean, this felt so good. He said, man, this whole experience, it felt so good. You know why? Because for 2 hours, I let him talk without being interrupted. He may need more than 15 minutes, Deborah. He may need 2 hours because this stuff has been going on for so long. So she may need a couple of days. I need y'all to be patient and wait it out. Wait it out. If it takes a week, 2 weeks, remind your partner, I'm just here to listen. I'm going to put on the back burner. See, this is where maturity is needed. This is where I need y'all to grow up. Somebody needs to say, I'm going to put on the back burner. What I want to what I want to be understood about, what I need from you. I'm going to put it on the back burner so I can be fully present, taking notes about what you want me to hear. Can you imagine what will happen to all these 77 relationships, 82 couples? Can you imagine if somebody says, you know what? Forget about me for right now. Let's spend as much time as we need to, and then we'll come back to my needs, my wants, my desires at a later date, at a later time. Patience. What do we need in relationships? We need more patience with each other. More patience. It takes time, ladies and gentlemen. And if we can patiently wait through the pain, you know why we keep breaking up? Because we're not patient with the pain. You know why we keep calling it quits and going from another partner to another partner to another partner? Man, you look up in 10 years, you've had 7 different relationships because you lack patience. The first relationship could have worked, but you gave up on it. And I'm trying to be a strong force in this world. I'm trying to be a strong force in this thing that we call school to stop y'all from breaking up. Now, do breakups sometime has to happen? We know that, yes. Yes, we know it will happen, but not because of what most people are breaking up for. If your husband, your wife's an alcoholic, maybe there needs to be a breakup. If your husband or wife is an adulterer and they won't stop, yeah, maybe y'all need to break up. If somebody's being abused, yeah, that calls for a breakup. What, breaking up because y'all can't get along? Breaking up because y'all can't resolve conflict? Breaking up because of that? Do better. Do better. I love to hear, Bree, from people who say, Sean, we've been watching your videos in school. Man, we are growing. We don't even need you for counseling. We watching the videos in school. Thank you. Thank you. You don't need a session with me? Yeah, we watched the 3-hour class and then I'm like, you're welcome. Look at the people in your lives, married couple, whoever, come to an agreement that together, you and him, what is his name, Deborah? What is his name? Okay. You want to say your name, sir? You want to tell me your name? Is this us? Okay, you and your man, Deborah, you and your man come to an, Tundi. Okay, hey, Tundi, good to see you, buddy. You and Tundi, Deborah, come to an agreement that you all will pick a couple that you both agree on. You will pick a couple and y'all will approach that couple, whether on Zoom or whatever, FaceTime, and you will ask that couple to hold y'all accountable. But y'all agree so that we're all on the same page. Okay, my goddaughter is here. My goddaughter, she's 20. How old is Kalai now? 25, 26?
No.
Kalai is 28. My goddaughter's 20. I forget how old she is. 28 years ago, her parents approached my wife and I and said, would you consider being Kalai's godparents? Can y'all agree on that? We want y'all to step into her life if we're not, and we agreed. And we've been her godparents for 28 years. You need to find a couple, and this is for everybody, not for Deborah and Tunde, just for Deborah and Tunde. Find a couple that you can approach where y'all agree upon that can be your accountability. Now, we got to be real careful with this because I've seen some disasters. If y'all have a couple that is the accountability, y'all talk in the group chat together. I think it is dangerous for that woman to be talking to that man or for that man to be man, it can get tricky. So let's set up these ground rules. Okay, so y'all don't divorce each other and then marry your accountability people. I mean, it's crazy, but I've seen some crazy, wild stuff. Find an accountability partner that will hold y'all accountable, that will ask you the tough questions, that will challenge you,